everyone, this is Robin from One Paper Street. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to be making a Christmas card, so let's have some fun stamping and let's get started. I have all the supplies laid out at the beginning of this video just so you guys can see what I'm using today, but we are going to use some standard black archival ink, and then we're also going to be using some layering ink from Hero Arts, so you'll have a list of all the supplies down below in the video description that I used. Alright, let's clear off our space and begin. So we're going to start today with the ornament stamp that I have. And we're going to be using the colors Ultra Pink, Sea Glass, Soft Brown, and Soft Cantaloupe from Hero Arts to make our 4 ornament colors. You'll see that I make a couple different ornaments for each color. I do this because if I mess something up, I don't want to have to go out and pull my ink out all over again. So I just make a couple different designs in case I mess up and need to start one over again. The other thing you'll notice is that I don't have a die cut for this particular stamp. Now this is a pretty basic design, so it shouldn't be a problem that I don't have a die cut, and if you do, that's great. I would encourage you to use it, but for this particular project, I'll be cutting it out by hand. You'll also want to wipe off your stamp as you move in between the different colors just to make sure that no one color bleeds onto the next ornament. Keep in mind, just because I'm using an ornament doesn't mean you have to. I found this stamp at Michael's a couple years back, but you can really use whatever you want to embellish your card. Alright, so we're nearly done with our stamping. Now we're going to move into cutting these out to be all individual designs. The reason we want to do that is because it'll make it a lot easier for us to trace our scissors around each ornament later on when we go to cut them out by hand. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this section up just a little bit to save some time. Once you've sorted your ornaments, it's time to cut them. Now, if you have a die cut, again, you can just run that through your big kick and cut them that way. If you are using scissors, just go very slowly and just trace the outside of the design, leaving a little bit of white edges around. It just makes it a little bit cleaner and it helps that other color. So if it's the pink stamp, for example, it helps that pink stand out a little bit more. You'll also notice that I take a ruler over my image and just straighten it out. I do that because when you have the scissors and you're cutting along the edges, you can sometimes just curl up the edges a little bit. So just taking a flat ruler or anything flat really and rubbing it against the paper just helps to make the paper its normal shape. So I'm just going to finish cutting this last ornament and then we'll move over to piecing everything together. Great, so we've got everything all cut out, and now it's just a matter of figuring out where we want all these different ornaments to go. I like to place them so that they aren't symmetrical, that they're a little off center, and once I place them, I'm going to grab my ruler again and I'm going to be able to trace the lines. Now I moved my ornaments down a little lower than I actually want them to be because I want to draw the line a little bit longer than just the edge of the stamp, so that when I move the stamp up, the line touches it and it looks like it's actually hanging. I'm nearly done drawing the lines. I'm just making sure that they are all even and level with the sides of the cards and the other lines next to them. And then once that's done, I am going to put some dimensional tape on the back of the ornaments and you'll get to see what that looks like. I want them to pop off the page a little bit, which is why I'm doing this. And I also placed them in order of color, exactly what line I want them to be on, just to make it a little bit easier for me. Now you'll notice I haven't stamped it yet. That's because the sentiment and where it's placed is going to depend on where I place the final ornaments. So I'm leaving myself a little bit of flexibility there. And I don't actually push all of the ornaments down to really adhere them in place firmly until I do the final stamping. I'm using ColorBox Archival dye in Wicked Black for the sentiment because it's a quick dry ink. Now that we're finished stamping the sentiment, we're going to open up the card and place an insert inside of it. I like to place a white insert, that way it just makes it easier for you to write inside the card. And then we're going to take the background of the ornament design and just place it in the center of the card, leaving a 1/4 inch yellow border around the white design. And that's it for this card. Here are some of the pictures from the final product. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to check out more tutorials, please visit my YouTube channel or subscribe here. You can also visit my blog at onepaperstreet.com or follow me on Twitch for live streamed tutorials. Thanks! Have a great day, everyone!